So after several months of waiting, hype over new aero kits, and me crying in a corner of my bedroom wondering when the Penske games were coming back, the 2018 IndyCar season got underway in St. Petersburg last week, and to the surprise of no one who's an IndyCar fan, it was really great. Let's try and break down some of the awesomeness. If there was one overwhelming theme of the weekend, it was the rise of the new blood in the series. Saturday was especially a stunning showcase of the confidence and the balance of IndyCar heading into 2018. On pole, Robert Wickens in his first competitive weekend in the series, a guy who had studied St. Pete via YouTube footage. He was joined in the Far 6 shootout by AJ Foyt's Matthias Leist, a man who was still in his dad's nutsack when his teammate Tony Kanaan made his series debut. He was third, alongside Jordan King, the former GP2 race winner making his debut for Ed Carpenter. It was the first time ever that 3 rookies had made the Far 6 in qualifying, the first time since 2003 a rookie qualified on pole in his first race in the series, and we had 6 different teams represented in the showdown when you include Penske's Will Power, Andretti's Ryan Hunter-Ray, and RLL's Takuma Sato. In the race itself, it was Wickens who stole the show. Okay, anyone with a shred of motorsport knowledge knew he's only a rookie by name, but his class was on full display, leading a nice 69 out of 110 laps, surviving the pressure of multiple restarts due to 5 full course cautions during the race, and only Alexander Rossi really giving the Canadian a fight over the course of the race. Somewhat of a fitting irony that 2 North American stars, once both highly touted as F1 staples, were front and centre for IndyCar, especially with the latter once claiming this series was nothing more than a stepping stone to get back. Formula One's loss, immeasurably, is IndyCar's gain. A good friend of the show, Elizabeth, once said that Wickens was cursed, and well, he may have been proven right. On the penultimate lap of the race, Wickens was caught out with Rossi activating his push to pass, made the dive into turn 1, lost control on the runway paint, collected Wickens and put him in the wall, ending his incredible debut race in 18th place, letting Sebastien Bourdais take back-to-back wins in his hometown. Rossi wasn't penalised for the incident, and as much as I understand why so many were emotional to see an incredible performance count for next to nothing, I think it was the right decision. It was a low percentage move from Rossi, and the lack of adhesive on turn 1 which could cause havoc all weekend certainly didn't help, but that was Alex's last real chance to win the race, and I can't blame him for having a go. I feel the punishment of losing control and finishing third instead of potentially winning was enough for me. I feel terribly for Wickens, but his drive showed he could run with the very best the series has to offer, and I could see from the fan reactions on track and on Twitter that he made a lot of fans last weekend, and that's only a good thing. Also, for all the talk that Will Buxton made on Twitter about Paul Tracy and embracing heel and face tendencies in racing, miss me with that bullshit. You're not obligated to play a character in motorsport for our entertainment, and personalities are often far more complicated than boxing them into 2 separate groups. Whether you love Rossi or now can't stand him because he made a reckless move, people are talking about him, and it's another bit of publicity for a homegrown star. Something I said the series needed back when Joseph Newgarden won the title last year. I said it on Twitter yesterday that IndyCar needed to get behind its US stars, and they have 3 elite drivers in the series now. 2 of them are on the podium on Sunday. A good sign for all involved, trust me. So how about the cars themselves? If you're one of the 80% of motorsport fans who are balls deep in aesthetic tendencies, I think they look stunning. There was concern for the new Dallara chassis and the Universal Aero kit that it might hamper overtaking for the race itself, but the race set a new IndyCar Series record of 366 overtakes on track. This on a street circuit with only 1 true overtaking spot on it. We saw brilliant and creative passes towards the back of the circuit and into turn 4 as well. Add in the comments from the drivers that the cars are fundamentally different, very tail happy, and this could mean a shake-up in the field as teams learn to adapt, and that's great to see. It's something I know the F1 side of the motorsport spectrum would appreciate, a greater emphasis on driver skill, which is what we as fans care about more, compared to the cars themselves. Hell, Michael Shank wants to go even more spec in future. For perspective, this was only the 3rd race since the start of the 2015 season where a Penske car failed to lead a single lap. Fun times. Overall, this was a fantastic race and a great advert for the series. You had some lulls in the action because of the yellow flags. It's a big reason why I always thought F1 2003 in Brazil was kind of overrated. But the second half had everything. An intense fight for the win between two of the series' newest stars, contact and drama, strategic fights with Rahal and Bourdais creeping back into play after pitting off sequence. And despite more shitty ABC camera work, this was an excellent series opener and a great sign of what's to come with IndyCar in 2018. If you haven't already seen it, it should be up on IndyCar's YouTube channel in full by now. Thanks for watching.